Yo, what's going on, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists? Welcome to my updates on the updates that are coming out from GW regarding the new Warhammer edition or 8th edition. Now, I've got to get this one out of the way. It's Stratagems. This was done on the 14th, but I'm going to link it with one that came out yesterday about a new breed of hero. So I'm going to link those two, so I've got a load more to get through yet. So I don't really want to do too long of a video to deal with all the Primaris Space Marines, so I'll just link the new type of hero in with the stratagems. So let's get on with it. Stratagems. Right, stratagems are a key part of the new Warhammer 40,000 game. These represent your army's commanders marshalling their forces and vital orders coming down from high command. Then in brackets it says, that's you. Any army that is battle-forged can use stratagems, and as we've established already, it's very easy to make a battle-forged army. If your army is battle-forged by the current rules of Warhammer 40,000, it still can be in the new edition. That's pretty cool, that's good. Battle-forged armies earn command points based on how efficient they are likely to be at the logistics of war. Armies with a balanced mix of unit types and plenty of troops will tend to have more to play with, and every army that is battle-forged gets 3 command points to start with. Some units are such capable and experienced commanders that they give you additional command points just by including them beyond the fell-handed. For example, the oldest living-ish loyalist space marine gets you an extra one just for showing up. I think it's kind of their way to kind of stop cheese a bit. You know, we'll see how effective that is. So as the game wears on, you can use these command points to activate a variety of stratagems. Many of these will be specific to certain missions or factions, but there are 3 that every army can use, and it's got them right here, so I'll just go through them. If a player has a battle-forged army, they may spend command points, CPs, to use the following stratagems in any mission they play. 1 CP, this is 1 command point, is command reroll. You can reroll any single dice. For 2 command points, you get counter defense. This stratagem is used right after an enemy unit has charged has fought. Select one of your own eligible units and fight with it next. Okay. For 2 command points also, you get insane bravery, and you can automatically pass a single morale test. This stratagem must be used before taking the test. Right, okay. As you can see, these abilities are nothing to scoff at. That tactical reroll can be used to ensure a critical high damage attack wounds a key enemy unit, but at the same time your opponent could just as easily use theirs to reroll that critical armor save, or maybe you want to keep a hold of them to make sure you make that vital charge next turn. Here we go there. Are you expecting to lose half of your biggest orc squad to a punishing morale test after taking heavy casualties in the shooting phase? Not anymore. Auto pass for 2 CPs. Nice. The counter offensive is pretty huge too, with the ability to interrupt your opponent's battlefield-wide charge to strike ahead of some of their units. It works best, of course, if your units are tough in a fight and at least one of the enemy units is going first, but used correctly, this can swing a game. I've got to wonder, is it you get your command points when you're battle forged? Is that like your pool? Does it replenish every turn or something, or is that it for the game and you just got to use it wisely? I don't know. In narrative and open play, most missions will include a few extra stratagems too, representing things like preliminary bombardments, proximity mines, and silenced weapons. In matched play, these stratagems have the additional restriction that the same stratagem cannot be used by the same player In matched play, these stratagems have the additional restriction that the same stratagem cannot be used by the same player more than once during any single phase. So if you use the command reroll to pass an armor save in the fight phase, you can't then use the same stratagem to reroll a hit later in that phase. Right, okay. So there you go, stratagems. And yeah, so that's stratagems. It's intrigued me enough to want to know a bit more, so that's all good. Right, we'll go on to the new breed of hero then to combine it with this video. So a new breed of hero. Right, straight away underneath it says in brackets, use epic movie trailer voice. Okay. For the past 10,000 years, the galaxy has been defended by the awesome might of the Adeptus Astartes, warriors whose origins date back to the gene forging of the Space Marine legions on ancient Terra, before even the Great Crusade and the Horus heresy that followed it. Over the millennia, some have tried to emulate the process of creating Space Marines, both for good and evil, but none have managed to equal the genius of the Emperor's finished creation. Until today. Dun dun dun. For 10 millennia, Archmagus Dominus Belisarius Call, so I've painted him up, haven't I? Has been working on a task set for him by the Primarch Robote Guilliman, a new legion of warriors. Now, though the Imperium is poised on the brink of annihilation, his task is complete. And there is a link there on that, I think, to watch the video about it. It's just a little intro, really. Okay, the Primaris Space Marine is a new breed of hero for this, the darkest age in the Imperium's history. These new warriors are the next step in the evolution of the Emperor's Angels of Death, genetically altered from their brethren to be bigger, stronger and faster, timely reinforcements to the Imperium's armies as their enemies close in for the kill. To aid them in battle, these new gene-forged warriors are equipped with new arms and armour forged on Holy Mars itself. Pretty cool picture of one there. I can't get my hands on some. The Primaris Space Marine here is an intercessor wearing Mark X, that's Mark 10, Tacticus armour. Yes. Yeah. Mark X, that's Mark 10. Mark 10 Tactical Armour, a suit that combines the most effective elements of ancestral Horus Heresy patterns of plate with more recent developments in power armour technology. He carries into battle a bolt rifle, the archetypal firearm of Space Marines, re-engineered, recrafted and perfected. At the dawn of the Indomitus Crusade, these phenomenal new warriors joined Guilliman as he fights to liberate the scattered bastions of the Imperium. Some Guilliman has forged into new Space Marine chapters, whole brotherhoods comprised only of these new warriors. Others he has offered to the existing Space Marine chapters. Many chapter masters have welcomed their Primaris brethren into their ranks, accepting the new reinforcements gladly. Others, though, view these new creations with suspicion or outright hostility, claiming that the Emperor's work should not have been meddled with. Though they are a step removed from their brothers, the Primaris Space Marines still bear the gene seed of their Primarchs, and some dissenting voices worry how this new type of warrior will react with the known genetic quirks and flaws of the more unusual chapters. It's got in an asterisk here, it's got range 30, strength 4, AP -1 and rapid fire. Exciting times. The Primaris Space Marines sound like they are going to kick serious face in the far future. Classic Guilliman playing the long game with this ace up his power armoured sleeve the whole time he was in stasis. The newly triumphant forces of chaos had better watch out. So what does this mean for you gamers and collectors out there and your Space Marine armies? Well, we've made this FAQ that explains exactly how the new breed of warriors fit into your collections. For those of you curious as to exactly how these Space Marines work in the game, we'll have more details on that later today, so stay posted. And that FAQ will be in the next video, literally in the next video. So and that's it. So stratagems and a new type of hero. So we've got a new type of Space Marine. I personally, and I know there's mixed feelings out there on this because I've seen it already, but I personally am glad that they're having it as an addition to the existing Space Marines rather than you have to replace them all with these new ones. So yeah, I personally am pleased about that. So anyway, but that's just my own personal opinion. I do think it's going to be a bit of a double-edged sword which would make sense if they know, they know what they're doing. I think it is going to be a double-edged sword. So I think it's going to be some pretty badass Marines as well as good badass Marines. But anyway, that's speculation, and I'm not here to speculate too much. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I will see you on the next update video, or any video come to that. Bye for now.